Hi everyone, my name is Mahi and welcome back to Close Encounters, the podcast.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mahi, and welcome back to a new episode of Close Encounters, the podcast where we bring on students and we talk about everything other than school because we're not boring like that. Anyways, my guest today has done a bit of everything from the dance floor to the debate floor to the football court. She's done a lot of things, all while balancing academics. So let's welcome my guest, Rudhra, to the show. Hi.
Hi everyone, my name is Rudhra. Thank you so much for having me on here with you today.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well and very excited to be here and just have a good conversation with you, I guess.
Yeah, sounds nice. So, have you done anything like this before, or well, what are you expecting?
Um, so honestly, when I was first approached for this, I thought it would be more academic centric, but just having chatted with you, I think it's going to be much more fun than that.
Yeah. I mean, school's fun, but sometimes it gets really tiring to just talk about school and academics and all that stuff,
I
right?
completely agree. I think school is so much more than just the academics and it needs to be spoken about.
Exactly, yeah. So you just finished school, right?
Yeah, just like in March. Yeah.
How does that feel?
Oh, I'm having very mixed feelings. I'm enjoying the fact that I can get up very late, but on the other hand, I'm feeling very nostalgic about, meeting friends every day and playing sports together and stuff. So it's a mixed feelings thing.
I totally agree. I used to not appreciate, but like I used to want school to get over, but now I look back and I'm like, I miss it, which is
Yeah,
so weird. I
it
never
is.
liked
It is.
school.
You don't appreciate it while it lasts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. A year from now, you're gonna look back at this moment or like a moment of you just sitting on your bed and reading, and you're gonna miss something about it. And you're like, oh, I miss it.
Yeah.
It's
I think
very
nostalgia
nostalgic.
is just, yeah, it's just the worst emotion, to be honest.
Exactly. It's a blessing and a curse, honestly,
Yeah,
especially if you feel too much, right?
absolutely.
Okay. So tell me, what's one good thing that's happened to you recently? Anything?
Okay. I think So yesterday, I think 2 days ago was my 18th birthday. So I was just
Ah,
reminiscing everything. Yeah. And I was
no.
like, okay, 18 years, not bad. I think I've done pretty well. And yesterday we had this whole avoid function in school. So we had prize distributions for our IC exams. So I was feeling very grateful that I was able to like get the third place in my school. I did
Mm.
pretty well. So I think I was just thinking about how everything is nice because I was able to manage everything with school, sports, extracurriculars, and it all just came well together in the end. So yeah.
So you've won a lot of awards recently. I know you've won another one as well
Yeah.
for performing so well in your exams recently. Okay,
Yeah.
so how does that feel? You finished your exams and now you're like getting certificates and awards and being called to events and stuff like that. How does that feel? Did you expect yourself to sort of go through this after exams?
I think like somewhere I put a lot of effort into it, so I was expecting it. I wouldn't have been disappointed if I didn't get it because it's
Mm-hmm.
not about the result, it's about how I performed myself.
Yeah.
But I guess I was expecting it and I'm enjoying it.
Ah, so tell me what your 18th birthday, what did you do? Because 18 is a big fun
Uh,
age.
so there was a lot of pressure. I was kind of confused on what I should do on my 18th birthday. So yeah, because birthdays have so much pressure. You want to like have fun the whole day. But so I just had a small get together with my friends and we just hung out and played football and stuff. So it was nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are you a slight like tomboyish, or are you girly, or are you like a mix of both?
Um, I think I'm just in that like right spot where I can fit in with either crowd.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, did you have any when you turned 18, like did you know how like when we watch movies or we read books, like there's so much going on about being an 18-year-old or being 17 or 13 or whatever. Did you have any preconceived notions about turning 18? Like, what were your feelings towards that?
So I know like the whole media portrays 18 to be this huge deal in the fact that, oh my God, you're entering into adulthood, but I don't like understand how they expect us to switch up our whole thinking and ideology in like what, a day.
Yeah.
So I think 18, yeah, I think 18 was, it's just been 3 days, so I really can't comment much about it, but I think it's just another age and you should just enjoy it.
That's true. Do you have anything on your summer bucket list that you want to do now that you have so much time on your hands?
To be honest, I keep thinking that I'm going to learn a new language or start playing tennis and everything. And then I just end up spending time with my friends because I just keep thinking about, oh my God, I'm never going to be this close to them physically or emotionally because everyone's moving away for university after this. So I'm just taking my time and, spending quality time with my friends and my family and everyone. So, and in the middle, if I do get a chance, I try to learn new things online.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah.
So, okay, what do your days look like now? What are you doing these days? What are you up to? Anything exciting?
So a typical day would probably, so the thing is, when people like look at me, they like see me juggling a lot of things and they're like, how do you do it? But to be
Mhm.
honest, I think if they look at my like day schedule, they'd be quite surprised at how little I do every day. I mean, previously during school there was a lot, but now it's just pretty easy. I get up, have breakfast, try to go to the gym, or and then I try to go out, make plans with my friends, or spend time. I have two dogs, so I spend time with them.
Oh,
Yeah. And I also like continue to do dance. Like I do Bharatnatyam, so I have classes for that in the evening. So that's just how my typical day would look.
wow. And did you have all this going on while you were giving your exams, or did you take a break from all of this?
Oh no, I continued to dance during my board exam. So honestly, my board exams were like they lasted for a long span of time just because of how the timetable was scheduled. So it started in on Feb 14th and it ended on April 2nd.
Oof.
So yeah, and I only had 6 papers to give. So it was a long haul. So I just didn't want to pause my life for just six. I mean, obviously it was important. I wasn't going to class like 2 times a week, just once, but I continued. I didn't take a break from it.
Ooh, wow. Okay. So, how did you deal with the exam pressures like during that time? What did you do to take care of yourself?
Mm. It's a very complicated. Actually, it's not that complicated. I think you just have to put your head down and work through it for some time. Try
Oh,
to resist every urge to pick up the phone and scroll. Try to just envision, try to just envision like the end. Just think about the goal, and it's just like a one day at a time kind of process where you just try to finish today, and if you're doing that every day, then you're good to go.
it feels like I just heard like a bunch of Pinterest quotes come together,
But
and then oh,
that is my ultimate source of inspiration, and I think that worked out for me a lot.
right? I
Yeah,
love Pinterest.
yeah.
If I could keep any social media, I'd keep Pinterest. It's my
And
favorite.
I love how I don't have to interact with other people while I'm on social media.
Yeah.
That's the best part about it.
Are you a social media kind of person? Are you like into the whole Instagram and TikTok nonsense, or are you just someone who's like kind of limited?
Um, okay, guilty, but I do enjoy social media. Uh,
Mm,
I
yeah.
I like posting. It's more so the fact that I can digitally document my life. It's
Mm.
why I like social media. And um the thing is like I don't really like I like to post for sure, but like in a limited way. I don't want people knowing too much about me.
So you want to be like a paradox in that way. No one can really figure you out.
Yeah, and
Just keep thinking.
it's kind of ironic because people like will see me in school looking like just in a pile of books or just constantly doing work, and then in the evening they'll see me post a story going outside. So they're just like, how is she doing it?
Oh, that is so funny. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about your high school journey a bit. And I'm not talking like the school side, like the whole studying side of it. I'm talking like how was it for you? Were there anything you struggled with? What did you sort of had to learn along the way?
Okay, that's a very elaborate question. There's a lot to answer, so I'm gonna try to break it down for you.
Hmm.
There was a lot of learning. Like, I think it was just holistic development personally for me because I don't really take school as a place I just go to study. I try to like go and learn everything. So socially it helped me, obviously intellectual stimulation, and I just think that high school helped me learn how to deal with people, which I
Uh-huh.
think is a very important skill. So, just like being a part of student government, you learn how there can be so much like politics amongst like even just students,
So
teachers.
true.
Yeah,
Oh my God, that
yeah.
is so true. And let me tell you something, you'll experience that even when you go to uni. It's
Well,
especially as you grow older, you'll see more of it.
yeah, and I'm glad that exposure came early on. So I think I'm one step closer to, I'm never going to master it, but one step closer to being better at it.
Mm,
Yeah. So I
that's
think
it.
that, and then the rest of high school, I think the main challenge for me was um I'm very like paradoxical because I think I always wanted to like excel academically, but I didn't want to like sacrifice having friends or having a
Mm.
social life or any of that. So I think managing all of that at the same time was the constant challenge. But yeah, I guess that's how you will have to like endeavor through life anyways later.
That's so true. I've seen so much of this in school, and sometimes it's when you're on the other side of it, where you're looking at someone such as yourself and you're thinking to yourself, oh, that person does so much and they have so much going on for them. I want to be that way too. It's
Yeah.
kind of like two different sides of a coin. One person wants to be that way, and the other person who is doing all of it, they're kind of liking it and hating it at the same time.
Oh yeah. Like I feel like sometimes just trying to even though I was trying my best to balance it, there were so many times where I would just look at my friends like they wouldn't be involved in so many activities and it would just be a free period, but because I was involved in another activity, I'd have to like leave the free period. They'd go down to play or they'd just be sitting and chatting and I just feel like, oh, I missed out on that moment. But I think that's where you just have to like prioritize.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of prioritizing, what are some of your self-care rituals? Like, what do you do? Do you watch movies? Do you watch shows? Do you listen to music? Like, what do you do?
Okay. So I'm a big fan of music, so every day I will listen to music. I think it just helps me calm myself down or drown the noise, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it gets overwhelming, I think music just helps me like light up my mood. And I do enjoy watching shows a lot, but I'm the kind of person who likes to watch one long sitcom rather than a short thriller show. It
Oh my
just
God, yeah.
Yeah, it just feels comfortable. Like, it feels like I'm going back to the same thing for like continuously.
Yeah. So, who are your favorite singers?
Um, I think it's okay. So, if you look at my playlists, you will really be confused because I okay. I think it would be, oh God, Olivia Rodrigo probably.
Oh,
Sour album was like, okay, I really like that, and I also like Lana Del Rey a lot.
oh
Yes,
my
I
God, me
literally love her
too.
music. Yeah,
I
and
love it.
I think classics like One Direction always.
Stop.
And
I,
I'm a big fan. And the best part is I wasn't listening to it until I was thinking of like I turned 18 recently and I was thinking about their song
the
18 and I was
song
like,
18.
yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot about One Direction.
I'm the biggest directioner on the planet. I've been a huge fan for like more than 12 years now. Not even a fan at this point. I was like borderline obsessive. Like even now, when people still ask me from like middle school, people who know me, they go, "Oh, do you still like them?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I
Yeah,
do."
what's not to like?
Yeah, I mean, they may not be together anymore, but I still like that. You
Yeah,
can't expect me to just like, I had my whole wall was covered in like pictures of them. I still have pictures of them in my room. So that's like,
it's just, I love how relatable and iconic their music was. Like everyone knows at least one One Direction song ever. Like,
exactly. Whether you like them or not, I mean, you know, you
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 know,
have,
yeah,
you're familiar with their work. Okay.
absolutely.
So what about the sitcoms? Because I'm a huge like binge watcher. Like, what are your favorite sitcoms or like shows, or
Mm.
movies, whatever?
So currently I'm watching How I Met Your Mother.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I haven't reached the end, so don't spoil it for me if you've watched it.
I have watched it, and well, I mean, oh, it's okay. I
Okay,
won't say
okay.
anything.
And just like the usual, like I like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I like Friends, like that sort of thing.
The How I Met Your Mother ending though, the fandom is so divided on it. It was so controversial.
Yeah.
If
I
you've, I don't, I think even if you're watching it, you might have at least heard a bit about it, but it's because it's so like people like it, people hate it, many people hate it. I personally, I hated it. I felt like it's like 9 season worth of like spending long nights watching it, and then it was just stupid.
I've reached the part where they revealed like the face of the mother, but they're still
Yeah.
at Robin and Barney's wedding, so I don't know what happens after that.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you're almost done with it.
Yeah.
You're very, very
I'm
close.
really excited to know what happens. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. It's funny how the kids keep growing older, but Ted's story is never finished.
Oh my God. He drags out everything. Just get to the point.
Oh yeah. There was like a promotional thing they made where the kids they got so pissed. They were like, "We grew up on this couch. We missed out on high school, and you're still telling your story. Like, wrap it up."
That's so real. Oh my God.
Okay. Okay. Wow. So, when you told me about yourself, there were so many things you listed out. There were so many like, achievements and yada yada yada, whatever. So you do MUN, you do debates,
Yeah.
you're a dancer, you play sports, you play basketball, football, whatever it is you do, basketball,
Yeah.
football. I think
Yes.
at this point, everyone does a little bit of everything with
Yeah,
those two
that's true.
sports.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mm.
So which one makes you feel the most like yourself? Where you feel the most free?
I think each one of them is a little part of me and they all make me me. So I wouldn't like give one of them that special thing.
What did you start off with?
I actually started dancing when I was 6. My mom was my first teacher. She's also a dancer. So I guess that keeps me very connected to her as well. So I started off with dancing. Then I started playing football in the 5th grade
Mm-hmm.
and basketball in the 6th, and then MUNs and debates in the 7th. So yeah, it's all been there with me for a while.
I like MU. I've never done an MUN, but I used to do debates when I was in school. I've done quite a few.
Yeah.
And the favorite thing about it is that I like to argue with people a lot. It's so fun. So, when you first started debating or started doing MUNs, like when you first started out, are there any like funny stories that you remember from that time? Any sort of little tidbits?
Oh, so my first MUN was in my school, so it was just like it wasn't very formal, like it was within us, so it was a little bit more relaxed. So I'm a 7th grader, and we were in the United Nations Security Council. That's like peak committee to have a fight in. Okay, so we we used to have these things called 2v2s, where
Mm-hmm.
two delegates would be on each side, and there would be a 10-minute timer, and they're just allowed to argue with each other. And oh my God, I cannot explain to you how entertaining it is. They will bring up every single mistake that country has made in their history, and then it's basically a formal roasting, And
Ooh.
and my love for arguing, which I share with you now that I know, it just sparked my interest. I was like, I want to be so good at this that they select me to go into the 2v2.
Oh
So
my God. Did you
yeah.
ever? I'm assuming you did get selected.
Yeah, so it's very funny. There's times where I have been a part of a 2v2 or a 1v1, and then there was the time where I was chairing the committee and there was a 3v3. So
Okay.
yeah, so it was very, very interesting.
Oh my God. You know what? What would be funny is if you put two couples in an MUN and they're just having issues and they just on opposite ends and they just start fighting.
Oh my God. That would be so entertaining. And I just want to try, I want to see them try to stay on the topic of the MUN. And
I think, yeah, I think they would use their own personal issues, but somehow incorporate whatever mistakes their country has made, the other country has made, and
uh,
somehow just try to use it
oh
in
my
their own twisted way. That would be so fun to see.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm like my generation, like our generation, they like everyone's used to be something where we used to go to like, learn things. But
Mm,
like at least in the Dubai circuit now that I'm noticing, people consider it a social activity at this point. Like they just go there for the sake of it. They won't be prepared and they just go. So every MUN, at least in Dubai, when they have like schools hosted, they have one night called socials. So it's just a big party. They have a DJ and everything. So people will
yeah.
literally just go to the MUN for the socials.
I don't get it. I'm not a party person. I don't like parties. It's so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, but
It's,
that's the thing. And I feel like I stopped like doing MUNs. I mean, I stopped going to these MUNs because I just felt like no one was like taking it seriously. So I'm excited
mm,
to meet like new like people in university who are actually serious about it. So it's gonna be fun.
that's so fun. I'm happy for you. I am excited. Okay, so like I said, we share a mutual interest in arguing and debating about things, and
Yeah.
it's fun. You know what? It's so fun. There's some things, sometimes I really want someone to just pick an argument with me just so I can argue with them.
Oh
And
my God.
and I don't mean at home, when you're arguing with your parents, that's different. But like when you're outside and you just feel, I don't know, it's the adrenaline rush or something that just kicks in. So
It feels so. I don't understand why people want everything to be resolved in the most peaceful way. Just argue it out. You're gonna feel so much better.
exactly. Yeah, like be the bigger person and stuff like that. Like I've been the bigger person so many times. I think I deserve to like yell it out a bit. Like
It's frustrating. I think people should just unleash for some time.
exactly, unleash your inner demon, let it out. No
Yeah.
one's gonna say anything. You're not gonna see the person again, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yes, so that brings me so to my question. So debating and all, it's very fun, but you also learn so much. Is that why you sort of nudged yourself towards law? Is that what pushed you towards it? Because you can, you're on the side of the right or wrong. You can talk about all that stuff in court and whatever. Is that what pushed you towards law?
My journey towards loss actually kind of like it's weird. Like you wouldn't expect someone. Okay, so, um, in the like I was sure I didn't want to go into the science field, so that's how it started. And then, in the ninth and 10th grade, my dad was like, I think you should do law, like it's a good option. And obviously, when your parents are saying something to you, you naturally tend to ignore it at the age of 15. So I was like, no, I don't want to do that. And then I realized in due time that like I looked into it. I really actually liked it. It like my skills and my interests matched with it very well. So I actually started looking into law, and that's how I ended up. And then I had the background of doing MUNs and debates
Yeah,
and like creative writing and stuff. So all of that just culminated together, and that's how I decided to do law.
that's so. Yeah, I think you'd be pretty good in a courtroom if you decide to,
Yeah.
actually like make it to the end with it. Because
You.
again, it's one of those like MUNs debates, they're different.
Oh
But
yeah.
then when you're in like a real life situation where you're stuck between the right and wrong and you're trying to prove why, you know, something is wrong, something is right, it really puts you through like a wave of emotions. And like sometimes I feel like sometimes it really silences you, because if the defense or whatever, if they come up with a really good point, then you're just like, oh shoot,
Oh yeah,
I don't know what
that
to say
even
to that.
happens in debates. I feel like
Mm,
that's where it started from. Like sometimes you just stunned, like, oh, that's like people can think from that perspective too, right?
yeah,
I think
yeah,
you must have experienced that too. Like
yeah,
it's
that's
just
true.
the way debate opens up your mind, like you hear things that you would have never ever thought of in your wildest dreams. And sometimes it makes
Exactly.
sense to you. Yeah. And
Sometimes it also gives a good perspective on understanding how other people think. Sometimes people can be very twisted, or sometimes they can open your mind up to like a new perspective that you never thought of.
yeah, that's true, that's true. And especially the most, I mean, I feel like debate has had me experience one of the most like humbling things in my life, because I thought like sometimes you go into a debate room thinking I am so well versed with this topic, I'm going to have an answer to everything the opposition asks me. And you walk in there and they just like unlock this door in your mind where you never saw this situation or this problem in that light. And
Mm,
it just makes, I feel like it just stimulates you to get deeper into something.
yeah, yeah. It's very exciting. It's so like sometimes it's like intellectual conversations,
Yeah. Yeah,
which is which a lot of people lack these days in schools and kids. It's
so
intellectually, yeah, stimulating conversations basically don't exist anymore for kids. So,
yeah, it's and oh my God, like speaking of that, just speaking about intellectual stimulation, the other day I went to school, just I had to collect some like documents and things. So I went to go meet a couple of my primary teachers, and I went into her classroom, and she was in the third grade. And I went into the classroom, and usually if there was like another person in our class, my class would be like noisy, everyone's out of their places and screaming and yelling. And I walk in and everyone's all the kids are silent. And I'm just wondering what are they doing? So I look up, everyone's on their iPads. I cannot. I feel so bad for those kids because they don't understand like, and it's just not even the third grade. Like you see the vast difference between like my age, like I'm a 2007 born versus even just like a 2011 born, just like 4 years. But you'll see the difference in their
yeah.
attitude in school. It's massive.
And because they're so nudged towards like electronics as a means of even getting them to calm down, they're encouraged to use electronics. Like, okay, fine, you want to stop throwing a tantrum, pick up the phone, watch whatever you want. Everywhere I go these days, I see, even if I see a kid in a pram, like a couple days ago I saw a kid in a pram who's probably like a year old,
Yeah.
cannot walk, probably cannot speak. He has like this huge iPhone and he's watching some cartoon on it, and they're so distracted.
There's no scope for imagination, honestly, after that.
That's so true. Because now I'm on the other side of things, where now I look at my phone, I look at the computer, and I get so exhausted by it. Now I voluntarily give my parents my phone to keep.
Yeah.
Back in high school, back in middle school, not high school, back in middle school they used to do it, and I used to be like, no, give it back, please give it back.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, please take it, I don't want it. But
Yeah, it's so
yeah,
exhausting. Like, I'd much rather like be talking and interacting like in real life than online. Obviously, online is a privilege. I'm not denying it. But if I had the chance to pick either, it would definitely be in real life.
yeah, because you need to talk to people to learn and understand.
And I
And
can only
yeah,
imagine their social skills after being on iPads their whole life.
it's not good. It's terrible. Not good social skills.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you could come up with a law, what kind of law would you come up with? Throw like logic out the window, but what kind of law would you come up with if you had to implement one?
Oh my God, there's so many things. Um, like in what sense? Like,
Anything. I really like it lit I don't get, like, for me, for example, I'll give you a law I would come up with. People who chew really loudly, they should be fined.
oh my God, that's actually okay. I will give you my law. Do not let emotionally unintelligent people interact with other human beings.
Oh my God, yes.
I
Smart.
genuinely don't understand how people are grown up, 17, 18 years old, have the EQ of a 5-year-old.
I bet they don't even know what EQ is, okay? They don't know what that is. They know IQ, fine, but EQ is not talked about enough. You say that acronym to them, they'll be like, huh, what?
Yeah,
I don't know.
like, oh my God, please grow up.
Yeah, I don't need your stupidity around me. That sounds
Yeah, and
cute. But
it's
no,
and they
it's
don't
true.
yeah, it's so overburdening for people around them. Like their stupidity is costing us.
I think in a very respectful way, okay, in a world where we should normalize this and not take it in a very, rude way. You know
Yeah.
how when you are, for example, when you get older, you have those medical bracelets that say like allergic to penicillin or whatever, whatever grandparents wear. Okay? For these people, sometimes it should be like a very friendly thing. So it
Yeah.
should say something like, please educate me, I'm stupid, or something like that, or just a sign that says I am stupid, don't talk to me, or something like that.
They oh my God, it's gonna save so many people, especially from the emotionally unavailable ones.
Oh my God, that's so true.
Yeah.
Emotionally unavailable relationships, conversations, all of that nonsense out the window. You save yourself so much time.
Yeah, and it'll help them. The low EQ can hang out with the low EQ. Good for everyone.
Ruin each other's brains even more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you've done so many things and you're still doing so many fun things. What are some lessons you've learned along the way? Some important things, maybe about yourself or just life in general. What are some things you've learned along the way?
Okay. So firstly, I'd say don't trust anyone or anything blindly. Like, try to do your research, try to be cautious of people and things they say around you. Just because, firstly, you don't want to be influenced by someone's opinion, and you don't want to be in a poor situation because of someone's hearsay.
Yeah.
So, that's probably the first thing. And the second thing is, I think, try to maintain balance in your life, because, and I know it's very cliche and a lot of Gen Z say this, but I think we should just go ahead with the ideology that it's not that deep, because
Oh,
I feel like everyone is so how do you explain this, everyone is so involved in themselves and their minds and their lives, and they think everyone's watching them, but they don't realize that everyone is doing the same. They're all involved in their own lives, no one's noticing you. So I think just
that's yeah.
go with it.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's something I've even come to realize, at least now, like
Yeah.
years and years later. Something happens and I overthink it to the max. Like I will overthink it so much, and then the next day I'm like, I just wasted all that time. Like no one cares. Even I don't care at this point, and that happened like a couple hours ago. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
I mean, it's very cliche, but I feel like you don't realize how true it is until you have some
yeah.
experiences that drive you to that.
Mm,
So
yeah.
yeah.
So all of these things that's happening for you, and you said you like it, all of these accomplishments and achievements and stuff like that. So we tend to wear it as a badge of honor. Obviously, when we're in school, especially, we have these things going on for us. At any point, did you ever sort of seek validation from it? Did you do it as a way of seeking validation?
I'd be lying if I said no. I mean, I used to thrive on academic validation. Thrive. I mean, it it used to, not in the fact that if I got great marks, I'd get like an ego or anything. But if I got a good score, in my head
Mm,
it was like, okay, that was your duty, you had to get it. But if I got a bad score, it felt like really bad and really disheartening. And I
yeah,
realized that it shouldn't be that way, because like it's a Bollywood saying is like, marks don't define you. It's very film like, but it's true. Like I used to get very frustrated about like the smallest of things. Um, but yeah, I definitely did seek validation from my academics.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's probably it. But hopefully I will try not to do it. I'm not saying I'm completely recovered from that illness, but I'm gonna try to avoid that in university.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, yeah. Trust me, you after a point you'll get over it. You
Yeah.
will literally stop caring. Like, oh, I did all of this stuff in school, in university. Half the time, no one either cares or you just don't like get to flaunt it the way you thought you could, you
Yeah.
know? So, what are some things you wish that classrooms, they don't teach us everything. They just teach us nonsense, honestly, stuff that we don't even need half the time. What are some things that you wished that they taught? What are some things you wish people taught in classroom, teachers and schools? They made it like a mission to like teach students.
Uh, I think schools, especially like I met you at the YallaSchools, that was just an Indian school board. So especially Indian schools, I think they have lots to explore in terms of teaching. And I don't mean this in an offensive way at all.
Yeah.
I think they just need to look like zoom out from their perspective and just think about what kind of a world these students are going to enter into. Like the competition is insane, as everyone knows it. I think they need to teach them skills. I think I'd narrow it down to these couple of skills. So firstly, I'd say you need to teach them critical thinking. Secondly, decision making. Third would probably be storytelling, and I'll explain
Mm,
why I'm choosing that. And fourth would probably be adaptability.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think these skills are something that you really, really need in life, and these schools do not teach them. And I said storytelling because what is it that brings people together in any social situation or even workplace is a good story, right?
Yeah.
If you know how to like say a story, you are automatically attracting people who are like the right fit for you because you say a story that you experienced, you share your experiences, and you attract people that are probably seeking the same or have had the same. And I think these kind of skills need to be incorporated in school. And also, secondly, I feel like we need to introduce either younger teachers or teachers with a more modern mindset.
Mm,
I've had some wonderful teachers who have really like nurtured me into who I am today. On the other hand, I've had a couple of bad experiences as well, just from the fact that the teachers couldn't just understand that okay, a child can have an opinion too, right?
yeah.
They think
Yeah.
we're younger than them and we don't know anything about this world, but I think with the exposure we have, we actually know more than they think we do. There's obviously a lot to learn. I'm not saying that definitely there is, but I feel like just more receptive and understanding teachers is also very important.
Basic life skills and
Yeah.
basic social skills, and it's a give and take on both ends, honestly. But I think kids these days, they don't know the basic life skills because they're so attached to their stupid phones. They don't know anything, you
Yeah.
know?
It's
It
it's
sounds,
either it's
yeah,
either books or phones, and there's no in between. There's no life outside of that. So
exactly. So when something out of the ordinary happens, they don't know how to deal with their emotions. They don't know how to regulate themselves, and they're just like lost, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
also like
So to wrap,
they don't,
yeah,
yeah.
go
Yeah.
ahead.
No,
Yeah.
I just want to talk about this. Like in addition, like the fact that you mentioned life skills, I think they should also like they do have mental health campaigns, and they say please come to the counselors um like to talk about how you feel and everything, but I don't think they understand how like vulnerable you feel to go and talk to someone like that. So I feel like they should take more initiatives to like help students like all over these schools. Like for example, in my school, before our board exams on the first day, they used to create this like calming corner where they get like these sensory toys for your hands so you don't get anxious, or they'd let you like paint on small things just to calm you down. So like just very small initiatives, but that should be normalized so that everyone just is able to understand how to regulate themselves.
So true. And these are like fun things that you don't often get the chance to do when you're so focused academically. You know, your life is
Yeah.
always surrounding the books, fun stuff. Okay, so
Yeah.
to wrap things up, I'm gonna do a quick rapid fire game. Okay, I
Okay.
need you to think quick. But at this point, honestly, every time I say that, no one really thinks quick. They take their own time. So,
Okay. I'll try
okay,
to get my fastest.
great. Okay, so tell me one very random fact about yourself.
Oh, this is so much pressure. Um, I already mentioned I have two dogs. I think, oh my God, this is so much pressure. I do enjoy, I don't enjoy reading fiction as much. I guess that's something.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people think I like read a lot, but I just don't read that much.
So, what do you enjoy reading? Your textbooks?
No, no. Not textbooks. I enjoy reading nonfiction, self-help books. Like
Oh,
there's certain types of fiction books I read. I'm not necessarily into romance novels and stuff like that.
ah, I
Yeah.
see. Okay, what's the craziest thing you've done in school?
I don't know if I should say it on here.
How bad is it?
I mean, it's not that bad. It's just going to be posted online.
It's fine, say it. You're done with school.
I'm done with school. Yeah. Okay, so this one time we were in school till late and we kind of like jumped the gate and went inside. Yeah, and then
Huh?
we got caught by the security and then we got yelled at the next day. So, but yeah, it was all okay.
Oh my God, that's rebellious.
Yeah.
Also, how did you even? I don't. Okay, I don't. The
It,
defied the laws of physics, I guess.
we have a short fence and it has bars.
Uh,
So there's a wall and then you climb up. Yeah.
do your parents know you did this?
My mom does. No, actually both my parents know. I told them. Yeah, they're okay with it. It was a while
Okay,
back, so
good child. Okay, what's one brutally honest advice you'd give to people?
like students or like
Anyone, students, adult, like people in general, they are not distinguished by whether they're students or not. They're just people in general.
just do what you like to do and don't be afraid of judgment.
Okay. And what's the weirdest study trick or hack you've used? Because during exams, we all do weird stuff to memorize stuff. So what's the weirdest thing you've done?
I think it's pretty common. Um, I've tried a bunch of things, but I think like when I'm hitting my when I'm hitting the wall, I think my last resort is just lining up my stuffed animals and teaching them.
Ah, I thought you meant you actually hit the wall to learn. I was
Oh,
very confused.
no, 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 no. Like just when I'm like at that point where I don't think I can go further, I will just like or I'll teach my dogs. So it's either one of those.
Yes, education for all. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we end things, look into the camera and just say whatever you want to say, any message you want to give out to the people watching.
Um, okay. Firstly, thank you so much for having me on here, and the message would probably be um don't be afraid to take a risk, but take a calculated risk and just enjoy whatever comes your way, even if you think it's the worst thing that could happen to you.
Oh my God, that's really good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, smile through the storm if you have to, honestly. Good
Yeah.
perspective. Anyways, that brings us to the end of our episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you, Rudhra. I had so much fun talking to you. This was so fun.
Likewise. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
man.
You're welcome. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, all the fun stuff. And I will see all of you in our next episode. Bye bye.